In today's video, we are going to do something extreme in Universe Sandbox, multiplying the moon's mass by factors of 10 while keeping its density exactly the same. What will happen to Earth, and how will it disrupt our entire solar system? Let's find out. First up, let's make the moon 10 times more massive. At this scale, its mass jumps to 12% of Earth's, and its physical size actually exceeds the planet Mars. Because of this, the moon now completes a full orbit around Earth in just about 22 days. Down here on Earth, the consequences are immediate. The ocean tides would become significantly larger than usual, and if you were standing on the surface looking up, the moon would appear massive in the sky, with its angular diameter shifting between 1.1 and 1.4 degrees. Now, let's escalate things and multiply the moon's original mass by a factor of 100. Its mass is actually 23% greater than Earth's, and its radius is 27% larger. Because of this extreme shift, the center of mass of our system is no longer inside our planet. It now sits directly in the empty space between them. Earth and the moon have transformed into a true double-planet system, locked in an elliptical orbit, whipping around each other every 9 days. From Earth's surface, the moon's apparent size changes drastically, growing and shrinking in the sky. But here's the craziest part. At its closest approach, the moon actually undergoes a retrograde motion, appearing to move backward across our sky. These intense gravitational interactions completely warp their rotation speeds. Earth's rotation slows down to a crawl, stretching a single day to about 4 days long. Meanwhile, the moon spins faster, completing a rotation in just 3 days. Globally, our climate takes a devastating hit. Earth's average temperature plummets below 0 degrees Celsius. The ice caps at both poles massively expand, crawling outward and completely burying the surrounding countries under thick sheets of ice. Now, we are multiplying the moon's mass by a staggering 1,000 times. It now boasts a radius 2.73 times that of Earth, and its monstrous mass is 12 times greater than our home planet. The gravitational pull is now completely catastrophic. Earth is violently dragged toward the lunar surface until the inevitable happens. Our planet smashes directly into the moon, violently ejecting trillions of tons of debris out into space. The sheer kinetic energy of this cosmic collision causes the moon's average temperature to skyrocket to around 6,000 degrees Celsius, actually exceeding the surface temperature of our sun. Let's fast forward the simulation to see how it recovers. As things finally settle, the temperature drops and, miraculously, liquid oceans return. However, because this surviving world is now rotating at a blistering speed, centrifugal forces cause the oceans to bulge outward, heavily concentrating around the equator. Interestingly, the atmospheric composition of this new Moon-Earth hybrid is now almost identical to Earth's original atmosphere. Finally, this massive new world now takes 400 days to complete a single revolution around the sun. If we speed up time one last time, the system finally stabilizes, causing no further significant disruptions to the surrounding planetary orbits. Let's multiply the moon's mass by 10,000 times. The moon swells to half the size of Jupiter, with nearly 40% of Jupiter's total mass. Earth is immediately forcefully pulled in by this new giant. Accelerating rapidly, Earth slams into the moon at speeds over 25 kilometers per second, blasting material deep into space. The impact heats the moon to thousands of degrees Celsius, but because of the enormous gravity, the ejected debris comes crashing right back down in a fiery rain. Let's fast forward. As temperatures cool down, water emerges on the surface. But strangely, a mysterious black liquid that looks like thick oil completely replaces the blue oceans. In this new atmosphere, water vapor is the most abundant, followed by nitrogen. Speeding up time again, we can see that Mars' orbit is the most heavily disrupted. Let's return to the moon, now covered in black oceans. What do you guys think this black ocean actually is? Let me know in the comments. We are now 100,000 times more massive. The moon has surpassed Jupiter in size, and weighs in at a staggering 3.87 Jupiter masses. Earth is pulled in once again, but this time, the speeds exceed 50 kilometers per second. Right before impact, the immense tidal forces stretch the Earth into a bizarre oval shape, dragging the oceans to the sides. Earth crashes with massive energy, spreading across the entire lunar surface and heating it. We fast forward, the temperature drops, and water appears. That eerie black liquid returns to cover the blue oceans. But then, it suddenly vanishes. Out of nowhere, a silvery white liquid floods the surface and then disappears just as fast. Zooming out to the solar system, the devastating gravity hits Mars the hardest. Its orbit wildly fluctuates over time, until finally, Mars is violently ejected from the solar system. 1,000,000 times the original mass. At this unbelievable scale, the Moon transforms into a colossal gas giant. It now holds 38 times the mass of Jupiter, and its physical size dwarfs it. Earth is dragged at high speeds, completely deforming before it plunges into the Moon, violently heating the gas giant. On a solar system scale, Mars is instantly hurled out into deep space. Meanwhile, Venus' orbit fluctuates wildly over time until, eventually, it is violently ejected as well. We are pushing the simulation to 10,000,000 times the mass. Visually, it becomes completely dark and pitch black. Earth crashes into this dark star, but the immense energy doesn't even spread across the surface. It's absorbed locally. The real catastrophe is that the Sun and the Moon are now locked in a binary star system. The center of mass is no longer in the Sun. This catastrophic shift instantly destabilizes all nearby orbits. The momentum is so extreme that the Sun and the Moon literally abandon the solar system, flying off and leaving several planets and asteroids behind. If we fast forward, the internal pressure increases the Moon's temperature to 3,700 Kelvin. It is classified as a star, but its composition is just silicate and iron. Let's multiply the mass by 100,000,000 times. Let's look at the chaos. Venus is violently pulled in and crashes directly into the Moon. Mercury heads toward, the Moon gets deflected and brutally crashes into the Sun. Mars meets its end to smashing head-on into the lunar surface. The gravitational whiplash flings several celestial bodies completely out into the void. Locked in their destructive dance, the massive Moon and the Sun leave the solar system together. For our absolute grand finale, we crank the multiplier to 1,000,000,000 times. At this extreme, the Moon can no longer sustain its own weight. It finally collapses and violently explodes, incinerating absolutely everything across the solar system. Let's fast forward until the searing heat of the nebula drops. As the dust settles, the immense energy injection has caused the Sun's temperature to spike. And here is the most bizarre part. While every single major planet was completely vaporized, somehow the dwarf planets and the large objects in the asteroid and Kuiper belts actually survived. If you guys enjoyed this simulation, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what absolute disaster should we simulate next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.